Hi, I'm Will Weber, the instructor for this Math 142 online class at Whatcom Community College. This is the spring quarter of 2018. I want to walk you through the syllabus here so that you'll have an idea of what to expect from this class and know what I'm expecting from you. So, yes, there is a prerequisite for this class of a C or better in Math 141. I'd like to point out with prerequisites that although a C gets you in, you really are expected to know everything. Quick little story that goes with that. Um, as well as being a math professor, I have been certified by the state of Washington in the past to be an electrical administrator, which means I can essentially run any electrical company and I know all the safety rules and whatnot. And in order to get that certification, I need to pass a test, and there are 3 parts to the test, and you need to get a 70% or better on each of the 3 parts. One of the parts, the major calculations, had no problem, got like a 90% on that. The National Electric Code, I passed with like mid-80s. But then the Washington State Electric Code, which is a little harder to figure out. Anyway, I passed with a 71%. So yeah, great. I'm now an electrical inspector. I can go out and do jobs and yeah, and then the inspector comes and checks out what we've done, and the inspector says, "Oh, you only got 30% wrong. Yeah, you passed." It's like, no, inspector doesn't say that. Inspector says, "You got one thing wrong. Fix it." 70% got me in. 100% gets me, through it. Likewise with prerequisites. So if there are holes that you have in your learning of algebra or whatever, ask about them. Let's bring you up to speed. You really are going to need to know all the algebra. You make one small algebra mistake, and you think you don't know how to do trig. Yeah, let's get that straightened out. So ask those questions. Come to my office if you need some extra help. Ask questions on the, as you'll see, on the discussion boards and whatnot. But don't settle with only knowing 70% because that's not going to get you through. Here we go. Since you're here, you've probably already found the course website at www.wamap.org. This is course number 16643, and the enrollment key is course Math 1, or just 142. I am Dr. William T. Weber. People just call me Will, that's fine. My office, I do have a real physical office on the campus of Whatcom Community College. Even though you're an online student, you are more than welcome to come to my real physical office and meet with me face to face. It doesn't all have to be online interactions. I think my online students forget that until like the end of the quarter, Anyway, LDC 221 is my office. I have official office hours from 12 to 1, but I have one. This quarter, I have only 2 classes. I got one face-to-face class, 8:15 to 9:20. So by 9:30, I'm back in my office, and I'm there at least until 1. So, pretty much all morning I'm available. Sometimes in the afternoons as well. Generally not on Friday or the weekends, but once in a while. But anyway, feel free to stop by. My door is always open if I'm here. If it's not, it means I'm recording videos or I'm not here. But anyway, please stop by. Phone number there at the office is 360-383-3566. And of course, my email, wweber@whatcom.edu. Sorry, that is wrong. I got to fix that. There's no CTC, whatcom.edu. I think the CTC still works, but officially it's not there anymore. Okay, the textbook. Yes, we have pre-calculus, mathematics for calculus. It's the same book you used for Math 141 if you took that from us. Stewart, Redlin, Watson. Published by, I don't know. And let's see, we covered chapters 6, 5, 7, and 8 in that order. I don't like chapter 5 coming first, so I do chapter 6 first. The book is actually set up kind of independently. Some people like 5 first, some people like 6. I'm of the 6 first camp, so we will do it that way. The bulk of this course is trigonometry, and we end with a little bit of polar coordinates and parametric equations. So that'll be fun. Actually, this is one of my favorite classes. The content of this class I use all the time in the stuff that I do. I do a lot of design work, 3D design, animations, various other stuff for my own enjoyment. And the stuff in this class is invaluable for what I do. There's just so many applications. Anyway, course outcomes, these are the basic stuff that we expect, the core stuff we expect you to be able to do by the time you get done with this class. When you're studying for quizzes and tests, it's kind of a good place to look to see what I'm specifically looking for as to what you learned how to do. The college, of course, has their core learning abilities. I'm part of the college, so our core learning abilities. Of those core learning abilities, the one that you're really being tested on in this class is your quantitative literacy. By the time you've passed 142, you've proven you're quantitatively literate for the point of view of getting a degree, so at this point we're just enhancing that quantitative literacy. All right, so now I have got to give you a grade, and so what are we going to do? There's quizzes, there's homeworks, there's discussions, there's tests, and I will ask you to do all of it and grade you on some of it. Here we go. Homework. Homework, there's two types of homework. Within the WAMAP course page, there are sets of practice problems. And in the textbook, there's problems. Listed below here, each section, there's sequence notation for problems that if this were a face-to-face class and we didn't have the WAMAP ones, these are the homework problems I'd be asking you to do out of the textbook. So as sequence notation, right? 2n plus 1, if n is an integer, then 2 times n is an even integer, plus 1 is an odd integer. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, that's 7. This one says do all the odds up to 73. 4n plus 1 is not all the odds, but it would be all one more than the multiples of 4. So 1, 5, 9, it's like every other odd. Anyway, notice that all the problems are odd, and the answers to the odds are in the back of the book, so you can always double check your answers. WAMAP, when you do the problems, it will grade them automatically and say yes, right or wrong immediately. The homework problems are all practice. They're not graded. It's not part of your grade. But it is very important. Here's what I say about homework. Think about anything in your life that you do really well. Do you knit? Do you sing? Do you skateboard? Do you play baseball, pole vault? You know, what is it that you do that you're really good at? Think about what it's taken to get that good. It takes time. It takes practice. Math is no different. I am really good at math, and I have practiced math for many years, many hours. It's my hobby, it's my job, it takes time, and so you need to practice. And I'm not going to grade you on your practice. You just need to do the practice. After you do your practice, then I will grade you on other things. The homework is for practice. I cannot emphasize enough. Do a lot. Spend a couple hours a night working on homework. Really. Yeah, there's lots of problems out of the book in the on WAMAP. Do problems, ask questions. Yeah, do homework. Then I've got to grade you on something. So each week there are discussions. When you take a look at some of the orientation videos, it'll show you where everything is. But there are discussions each week, and you are required for part of your grade to participate in the discussion, and you have to participate in a substantial way. Just replying and saying, "Hey, thanks for that," that's not substantial. Asking a question, answering someone's question. Hey, maybe you found a video that you thought was really good. Post that. Other resources that have helped you learn the material. Do something substantial each week. Each week I grade the discussions. They're 10 points each. And at the end of the quarter, I will drop the lowest 2. So if you miss a week, that's one that's going to be dropped. Not a big deal. But participate. Join in the discussion. I think you'll find that one of the best ways, I've certainly found that one of the best ways to learn something is to try to teach it to somebody else. It's hugely valuable. So spend a little time, answer some questions. Maybe all the questions have been answered, and So find a problem you've done and show us your solution. Say, hey, look, here's a problem. I thought it was a little tricky, and here's what I did. Show us your solution. You can either just snap a picture of it and post the picture, or WAMAP is really easy to type mathematics into, so maybe you want to do it that way. Anyway, participate. Discussions. Okay. Also, each week there is a quiz, and the quizzes will appear every Wednesday during the week, and they're due by Sunday. I always think of the weeks as being starting on Monday, 12 o'clock in the morning, and ending at 11:59 on Sunday night. So the quizzes are always due at 11:59 on Sunday night. When you get down to the bottom of the syllabus, you'll see the calendar. The quizzes are listed on Fridays, but that's just if it were a face-to-face class, I would be giving the quiz on Friday, but the quizzes are due the following Sunday. The quizzes just covers the material that we worked on that week. And at the end of the quarter, I will drop the lowest quiz, just one quiz. I'm going to drop 2 discussions. I'm going to drop 1 quiz. And they're worth 30% of your grade. The discussions were 10%. Did I say that? There are 2 projects. The projects in week 2, there's this one called parametric doodling. You'll just find it as you're working your way through the material. It involves a bunch of problems to do. It's all on WAMAP. It's really not hard, just long. It is like the crucial information. I want you so much to do this first project because everything else on this quarter is based on the knowledge that you get out of this project. So please, in week 2. And then at the end, when we talk about parametric equations, there's another project, the very week 10. Each project is worth 5% of your grade, so a total of 10% of the projects. There are 2 exams. There's a midterm exam and a final exam. They will be proctored. The math department, years ago when we started doing online classes, decided that we wanted to make sure that at least 50% of the grade is proctored. So, the quizzes, did I say quizzes should be done by yourself? Let me back up a minute. Quizzes are to be done by yourself. Homework, discuss them. Ask questions, get help. But when you do the quizzes, you are asked to do them by yourself. No questions on the discussion about the quiz. They are not allowed. I will delete them if you ask them. Participation in discussion does not include asking questions about the quizzes, right? Do the quizzes by yourself. There we go. I've said it now. So we got 2 midterm and a final. I need it proctored. So the way I do this is I will arrange one day. Actually, down on the calendar it says what day, and we'll see that shortly. Let me just scroll down. The midterm will be in week 6, May 9th, and the final exam is scheduled June 13th. I will get a room and post that one in a little bit. But so they will be from 6 to 8 at night. They're 2-hour exams. I actually reserve the room from 6 to 9. I'll give you 3 hours, although I don't think it takes that long. I know it doesn't take that long, but there's always people who need a little more time. So I'll give you 3 hours to do a 2-hour exam. The final is not cumulative. It's just the second half of the course. Both of them you'll need to bring your photo ID with you. You'll be allowed a sheet of notes 8.5 inches by 11 inches or smaller, both sides. If you, for whatever reason, can't make it at that time that I scheduled, then just contact me and we'll make other arrangements for you to come and take it at the testing center. Or maybe you're not even close to Whatcom and we can arrange some other things. I've sent tests to various testing centers at other community colleges for people to take and whatnot. Just let me know if there is a problem and we will find a way to get you to be able to take this test. I know that the online environment, people quite often are taking it online because they have weird schedules, and so to try to actually schedule something that everyone can get here at the same time is pretty next to impossible, but I try and we make the best of it. Okay, so the midterm and the final, each is worth 25% of your grade.